Hello everybody, it's Geek Week on normal YouTube, but here we're doing holiday week-esque kind of stuff, so just deal with it, alright? We do what we want, we're independent. So, holiday, I went to America and it was pretty good. I mean, I have some issues with America just generally, and I'm going to talk about that on my main channel. But I'm going to talk about the stuff that I really liked about America. This isn't the first time I've been to America, but the last time I went was possibly up to 6 years ago. So I don't really remember any of it. I know that I went there and I remember a few bits, like I remember cycling across the Golden Gate Bridge with my father. But now it's right here, so I'm just going to talk about it. Despite everyone saying that America's really unhealthy, an awful lot of people jog. And in that weather, you got to give them credit, because you wake up in the morning and it's like 90 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius, you can check that up, but it's hot. I mean, I get annoyed at like 20 degrees Celsius, and I think that's lower than 90 degrees Fahrenheit. I never got a check, because in America they don't know what Celsius is, they think it's made up, even though it's better scientifically. Also, everyone is friendly in America. Maybe it's because we were clearly tourists, because I've got a British accent, and they just wanted to sell us stuff because they work in shops. But you walk into a shop and they're like, "Hey, how you doing?" And you're like, "Oh god, I don't know how to respond to this." In Britain we just kind of silently shop, usually. Unless it's really awkward and then you talk to people. But it's kind of really nice, except you've got to prepare yourself, because if you're not paying attention like I was, you seem like a bit of a dick. It's going to be honest, because they're like, "Hi, how are you?" And you're just like, "I'm just looking through these books, I mean, I'm not paying." "Oh, you don't to me." That's really awkward. The third thing I'm going to mention is about how interesting they have their news program. I do watch the news here in the UK. I watch it when I have my breakfast, and I look at BBC on the websites and the Twitters and but it's not very interesting. To a fact, like, they say this happened, depressing, 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 and it's just like, I don't want to live anymore. But in America, the stories are slightly more light-hearted, which I suppose that could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on who you are. But because I watched CNN when I was there, just in case you know any other news programs, but in America. But I thought it was kind of great that the reporters were allowed to put their opinions in, and they're allowed to make jokes. Like, there was this guy called Wiener, exactly, who was sexting women, and he wanted to be mayor of New York, and like every opportunity they made a joke about his name, and just how his name was Wiener and he was sexting women pictures of his wiener. So it was just like, this is actually entertaining, rather than, yeah, I'm being informed, but I'm kind of quite sad now because I'm hearing about these African children who are dying, and then I'm complaining that my spaghetti bolognese doesn't taste right. Ooh. So that's kind of great, and I don't understand why we don't do it here. Hope you guys are having a good holiday, and I'm glad we're starting this back up. Don't know what we're doing next week, but I'm sure we're going to talk about it. Alright, peace, man. Peace and love.